Boom. What's going on? Both wearing hats because I felt left out last week with you in BC, but we both got hats on, man. How you doing?
Good. I'm feeling very matchy. We're twins today. It's nice.
I need one of those Rocksteady hats, man. That's the problem. You gotta send me one.
I got to get one to
Uh,
Tomb first, then to you.
Listen, March 19th, Toronto Comic Con or Fan Expo. I can't remember what they're calling it. You can bring it there. I will gladly wear it.
Okay.
Yeah. Or maybe you bring like a hoodie and a hat
Oh,
combo. I don't know.
what
That
else
sounds
do you
cool.
want? What else? Let me write this down.
Like a maybe like a keychain, some
Brand preference?
stickers. Yeah, something. But what's going on, man? How you doing, Rocksteady?
I'm doing well.
Yeah.
Still recovering from last week. It was an exciting new comic book day week for me, so I think it's going to be a little bit slower. So I'm enjoying the slowdown.
Man, last week we had, and people, I'm just trying to pull up my info here. We had people pissed off, even though we had 5 trailers. This week, which is just 2 days into the week, we've got people pissed off, and we get Spider-Verse 2 trailer that was just dropped. I just watched it just before we went live. So for me, I'm a little hyped up about it. We were just chatting about it, but 2 back-to-back weeks. Next week is Christmas. Like, this is 3 weeks, great stuff, good comic stuff. So I got to admit real quick, and we'll talk about it at the end of the show, but Spider-Verse, you liked it, not enough, too much. Where do you sit?
Well, I think you know, but I'm not sure everybody knows. But I think the first one is like one of the best Marvel movies ever.
Top 10 for sure.
Top 3 for me for sure.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All
So
right.
I haven't been this excited for anything, and my favorite movies are lining up. So this is a very good time for me. But to start off with some Miles, I'm a Miles fan. I'm ready to rock.
I've never heard you say you're a Miles fan. It is interesting though, because we did talk about the trailer dropping on December 13th, about 2.5 weeks ago on this show, and we were talking about it. And then it finally comes out. And then when we look at New Comic Book Day at a particular facsimile, is it a coincidence? I don't know, man. I always see similarities with comics that are coming out, and this isn't the first time it's happened. Even like as early as some of the when the Spider-Man one came out, when Black Panther came out, there's not coincidences anymore. I think it's
For
interesting,
sure.
something I'll be looking out for. But yeah, New Comic Book Day Eve, ladies and gentlemen. Unless you're a DC fan, then you probably got your DC books already. But we're gonna be talking about New Comic Book Day comic news, and then at the end we will be talking about, yes, the trailer, Spider-Verse 2. Now, for copyright reasons, I won't be playing the trailer, of course. Just because this isn't a Comic Kingpin show. I like to keep my videos up. You know what I mean? So let's say hello to everybody in the chat. First up, we got Brandon Gold. Finally, Silver, Michael Baker. Hey, newbie, bagging and boarding on vacation right now. Enjoy, man. You anywhere like fancy where the sun is? Because if you're in Canada, it's fucking cold. Dan Delatorre, what's going on, man? I'll take the paper mache prize. I'll take the bronze. Yeah, you could take the bronze, Dan. There you go. Empire's in the house. What up? What up? What up? Make sure to go check out his stuff, man. He's just dropped a few. The Spec. He just dropped an X-Men book that I see all the time. First appearance of Madapore, I think it was.
Oh yeah.
I think it's 288. I can't remember, but go check it out. I've been trying to catch up on a lot of YouTube videos and things like that, supporting everybody, Swag, Automatic, Comic Kingpins, Vancouver Comic Junkie. Way too many hats for one show, says the guy who's got an avatar with a hat. But what's going on, brother? How you doing?
I think this is the perfect amount of hats for this show.
Just finished watching Samsonov putting up back-to-back shutouts for the Leafs. Yeah, my wife's going crazy. She's like, it's 6-0, and I'm like, it's the Ducks. Swaggle House is in the house. What's going on? Super early. Yeah, Swag usually come in like halfway point.
We also started later.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I'm not dissing the Kingpins. I'm lucky enough to get my books every Tuesday at my LCS. Man, okay. All right. Well, Comic Army, or the Comic Vet. He's always saying the Comic Army. Yeah, go check out. I was gonna ask you actually, Greg. Have you ever picked up Walmart packs from?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got a
Okay.
lot of them.
He's been doing some videos about them. He's been lucky. I've gone to a few of my Walmarts. There's none. So
So it's a very fine line. So there was that period where those 1 in 25s, 1 in 50s, 1 in 1000s were getting mixed in, but that was unintentional. Then they got away from it. Then they re-released them again somehow in like 7 packs. So it's been all over the place, and you kind of have to track it online if you really want to do it right at Walmart.
Interesting. Well, yeah, I don't say never, but I do want to like kind of purchase 1 or 2 to just see, like, hey, what all the news and buzz is about, because it is something that like a lot of the Americans would always talk about. And Mighty Mel V, he always says, he goes, you should definitely go and buy some of those packs. So just never around any of them. So yeah, same with cards. Like up here, cards. I tried because some people be like, hey, go get this Pokemon card, go get this, Nemesis Prime. He's always like, hey, try to get that, and I'm like, dude, they're sold out here. Like they're either sold out or they just don't bring enough. I don't know.
Well, you have to know when they drop, because the reps just go to Walmart once a week, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so you got to kind of almost figure out their schedule and whatnot, and be there shortly after if you want anything.
Boom, RP. All right, well, let's get the show started, man. Obviously, BC is not joining us today, ladies and gentlemen, so I do apologize. If you were just coming to see him, you're going to have to deal with, I'm trying to fix my hat here, me and Mr. Rocksteady. So let's get the show going. Before we start, Greg, I got to ask you, like I always do, big week, short week, are you excited for anything? Me personally, I think it's a super, super, super light week. Maybe seeing one book, the facsimile, that could kind of be something, but what are your thoughts on this week?
I'm more into the indies this week than anything else. So
indies, okay.
I think that might be all I pre-ordered.
Okay, all right. Yeah. I was messaged by my guy at Big B Comics, and he's like, "Hey man, you haven't come to pick up your shit in a while." He didn't say shit. He said,
"Get your shit."
He goes, "Is everything okay? Are you all right? I haven't seen you in a few weeks." And I go, "Yeah, man, I'm just working nonstop, new job." So, Ian or Big B, if you're watching, I will be coming either Thursday or Friday to pick up all my shit. I feel like I'm gonna get like a stack like this. Like I've got like Crypt Shadows 1 still in there, Planet Hulk 1, Moon Girl 1. Oh man, there's got to be a few. It's been like 3 or 4 weeks since I've been. So yeah. It's a little much. Rocksteady rocking that sexy ass merch. Take my money, please, sir. Okay, he said sir. So it's not.
Dude, I'll take your money.
Yeah, it's not FaceTime. Also, we're not that kind of influencer where we just take your money. Come on now. All right, let's start the show, man. I'm excited. Let's get it going. Big shout outs to Mr. BC for making the thumbnail as you wish, or the logo. He always makes it look way nicer than me, but this is episode 111. Now, I know what you guys are thinking, but Noob, you said you were going to combine all the shows. Yes, I promise. Next week, I will have all the shows.
Next week.
Yeah. So we'll see. Mr. Anthony, what's going on, man? How you doing, brother? All right. Well, let's get it going. First up, channel sponsors. Back in Time Comics. Mr. Comic Dude is actually in Brantford, and he is actually going to go visit Back in Time Comics. So have fun there, man. But yeah, CGC dealer, all one-stop shop, toys, Funkos, comics, cards, signed jerseys, whatever you want, he's got it. Stay away from the Airhead candy and the sour keys, because those are usually where I go first when I go see him. Make sure to check him out on Facebook as well, because he does do his live auctions there. He's not into the whatnot stuff, and that's okay. He just likes the Facebook stuff. So make sure to go check him out on Facebook, Instagram, and on his app. Also, guys, make sure to go check out channel sponsor and friend of the show and the family, Mr. Bleeker St Comics. $10 a press, $5 a clean. If you're in the St. Catharines area, Niagara region, on Sundays, go check them out at the Turner Crest Flea Market. All right. New comic book day. Let's get it going. Face. That guy's Seant, because we don't say words like that. F him. All right. Let's get it going, man. First up, Dynamite Pick of the Week. So if you're new to the show, you're new to the channel, you're watching from 30 years later or on a different planet, Listen, Dynamite pick of the week is a pick that if you don't like it, BC usually picks them. All right, there, I said it. But if you do like it, then I'll take the credit. So first up, I feel like no one's gonna like this. Greg, I don't think you're gonna like this.
I never like this.
Yeah, I figured.
You had one opportunity last week, Dynamite, to pick gargoyles.
I know. Come on. Where's our live action? Dude, we still got to do that. I apologize, man. All right, my Dynamite pick of the week. And actually, if Automatic is in the house or watching or listening or whatever, Sweet Candy Vigilante #3 cover G. This is a homage to what is
Chamber
it?
of Chills.
What?
Chamber of Chills.
Yes, that one. Yeah, I knew it was one of those weird things because he's the guy that gets all that stuff. But yeah, I thought this was kind of cool. Like the work and art detail into the jacket there is insane. I mean, look at the necklace that she's wearing. Like it's just there's a lot of detail here, but dig this one. Tough 9.8 to find. Greg, what do you got a little grin there? What's going on?
I think you actually did okay, man.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
sweet. All right, one for how long have we been doing this? 111. So
yeah, one for 111.
That's not bad, man.
That's not bad.
We're on the board. That's all that matters.
Yeah, you broke the streak.
All right, let's get into it. So we got Nightclub new series. It's $199. But basically, what ends up happening here is the opening line here. This series will be $199. Take that, Marvel and DC. So right off the bat, Image is saying, go fuck yourself, okay? Go fuck yourself. I'm going to undercut you, and I'm going to get the people that actually want to read. But this is basically kind of a cool premise. So 17-year-old who's been bitten by a vampire, lives in the shadows, drinks human blood, yada, yada, yada. He's bulletproof, claw, all the stuff, all the lingo that vampires do. It's a new series. I don't know how I feel about this. A few people are picking it up that I know. A few people said, hey, you never know. But I feel like we do that with pretty much anything and everything. One to look out for, $199. I mean, if you're on the spec side of this is a dream because, I mean, you could probably get a few.
They were probably going to release this at $399, and it looks so crappy they had to drop the price if they wanted to sell any. I'm convinced on this one. Like, if you read that description,
take that, Marvel and DC.
Horrible.
Like, you know what I thought about when I read that first line? The Bart Simpson Radioactive Man. Watch out, Radioactive Man. And one more time, watch out, Radioactive Man. And one more time from the top, watch out. Like that's exactly what I thought about. I don't know why, but that's where my head went to. So
yeah,
safe to say you are not grabbing this?
No.
Okay. All right. Not even the 1 in 10? Not even the 1 in 25?
No.
Listen, I'm going to tell everybody right now. I hope this becomes the new Ludacrats 1 and everybody wants it. I really do. I'm going to pick one up just for that. Just for that. Empire saying the art is amazing. So that could change people's mind, but hey, you never know. I thought this shit was about luchadors.
Yeah, I know, right?
It's about vampires. So, all right.
Werewolves.
0 for 1. All right. Well, if you digged Ice Cream Man, you're really going to dig this one. The art looks kind of cool. I haven't seen the interior, just obviously the cover. I actually, surprisingly, picked this one up. I actually got a copy. Hopefully, I still got it because from what I heard from people, not too many people picked this up. Also, a lot of people didn't realize that this was from the same creators from Ice Cream Man. Not sure what to expect here. Kind of fell off the Ice Cream Man train after some of the those covers that we're kind of selling and flipping, but I'm gonna give it a shot. Where are you on this one?
This is the one I really like. Maxwell Prince is very good, but I think the whole Ice Cream Man thing got played out.
Yeah.
It did have a lot of hype, but then it just washed the market out because they were getting so many variants, so many reprints. After a while, he did have I can't think of the name of it, but he had another small series before Ice Cream Man that had very similar art to that, super almost psychedelic, trippy. But this is almost like supposed to go through art through time. And some of the variant covers to this are fantastic.
Yeah,
I think I ordered 2 or 3 different covers.
Where do we sit on the ratio plateau for this one? Is there like what's the top one? 1 in 50? I'm assuming 1 in 100.
Is there a ratio? I don't know.
I don't know. I was asking because I did not know.
I didn't look into that.
Yeah, my shop said because I asked my guy and I said I was like, hey, listen, if there's any ratios, like because I was thinking maybe 1 in 10, 1 in 25. But they said at Big B that I think 3 people, including myself, ordered this. So yeah, we didn't qualify for anything. There's been a few good books that have come out the last couple of weeks where my shop does not qualify for anything, man. It's kind of
Buying
shitty.
is slow right now.
Yeah,
I
and I also don't want to do.
exception.
Yeah, and I also don't want to like buy 20 copies because like sometimes Big B will be like, hey, well, if you buy 20 copies, we'll order 5 and then we can get. And I'm like, yeah, but what am I gonna do with 20 copies of of
You should have done that with the $1.99 book.
Yeah, well, what am I gonna do with 20 copies of Nightclub? Like, come on. So we'll see. All right, back to Grimm. Grimm returns. We're at Grimm 6. I'm digging the cover. I don't mind it. I mean, I've got all of these. I'm digging it right now. What are your thoughts? I mean, I think this is just a pickup for everybody. Now, the only thing that I don't agree with is comparing this to Something's Killing the Children. Is it going to be the next Something's Killing the Children? I don't think so. I think already we see that it's not. So I don't know. But I'm in it for the long haul. What about you?
I think this is the beginning of a new arc, if I'm not mistaken. I read the first 3. They were really good. I just kind of, I guess, slowed down my buying. So I didn't read the rest. But Grimm is pretty hot. And I think when things do pick up, if anything happens with this, these are going to be the books that nobody ordered.
Yeah.
Like we saw what happened with some of those Something is Killing the Children. Yeah, the first ones are sleepers, but like 5, 6, 7, I bet those are going to be the lowest ordered ones, right?
Yep, absolutely.
Could be interesting, and it's a good read. I don't think you can lose with this book.
No, you're absolutely right. Yeah, actually, I was kind of joking because BC actually posted his whole run of Something's Killing the Children raw on like Facebook market groups, and I had made a comment because he said that the only one that he was missing was issue 5. So I went on there as like sarcastically, and sometimes I forget that people might not know that we're friends or whatever, but I went on there being like, oh dude, I was really gonna buy 5. If you had 5, like I would buy the whole thing. And then there was like a number of people that like commented on it, like just message me, man. I got the whole run and I got 5 and did it. And I was like, oh fuck. So I had to
looking to move.
Yeah, so I actually had to message these people and be like, oh, by the way, like I was just kidding. Like I was just like I know him personally. Like I was just kidding with them. So yeah, it is what it is. I got to make sure people understand that I'm kind of sarcastic most of the time. So Rocksteady Hale, yeah. He doesn't even say hi to me. Wow. She got that fire head. Bum bum. All right. Probably a character that was arguably, I guess. I don't know. People would argue it. So yeah, but Monica Rambeau, probably one of the hottest characters in the last year, maybe year and a half. The spec for her, everything, Photon, Proton, Shoton, everybody was getting this book, Mighty Avengers 1, and then the Amazing Spider-Man annual, I think it was 16.
The gold one.
Now
that one, yeah.
Yeah. So now she's getting her own series here. I hate it. I'm not picking it up. There's too many. There's like 6 covers, way too many ratios. I am passing this simply because all my shops will probably have a copy. Now it'll just fall into what cover, but at the end of the day, if there's something special in the story, I'm not scared. And you know what? If this one is one that I pass up, pass it up. I don't care. I'm not picking this one up, man. Are you falling into the trap?
So Monica Rambeau, I think she was a great character in the MCU and has a lot of future. I believe other than that, there's that gold colored annual. I think this might be her first solo series.
Is it gold? That golden brown, right?
Well, there's the 16, which is first Monica Rambeau, but then there's first Spectrum and first Photon.
Yeah.
So I think people are gonna like her moving forward. So I don't think it's a bad grab in all honesty. And some of the other covers, the incentives are nice.
Yeah, I just no. I feel like this one's gonna be too high, too up there. I think people are just gonna force this to be something.
I don't think there's gonna be a lot ordered.
You don't think so? With like
I
19 covers,
I think there's still a lot of shops that are gonna order the male superheroes so much more than the female ones. I just think it's where the world's at. Like, it's gotten so much better, and we're getting better superheroes. And I hope this kind of changes things a little bit more.
We'll see. I'm passing for sure. All right. Speaking of female characters, we've got an Invincible Iron Man new run. So number 1, it all ends. That's how they're going to catch you. Tony Stark, the genius billionaire playboy, has lost it all: his wealth, his fame, his friends. But Stark doesn't realize he still has so much more to lose. Now, I'm picking this up not just because I'm an Iron Man fan. I don't know. I'm just digging it. I'm picking up this cover right here. So this is a variant. Riri Williams on it. I don't know. I just dig it. I like it. Not a fan of the suit. Her face kind of looks a little evil, but you know what? I like this one more than others, but I just think that this one could be the winner. I kind of had flashbacks to that. I have a few copies. The Black History Riri Williams one, Iron Man 17, that came out last year. It spiked to like a $30 book for like 2 days, 3 days. It just has that vibe to me. I don't know, but I'm picking this one up.
Can you put up Vancouver Comic Junkies comment? No, the one where he says, brutal cover. Yeah, I'm with him.
Hey, I agreed. I said it didn't.
I'm like, Iron Man's dead. What are we doing?
Yo, chill. Listen, man, that's too soon. Too soon. What's going on, man? How you doing? How many times has Tony hit the bottom? He's like the Charlie Sheen of the superheroes. Invincible Iron Man got one of the best connecting sets, and he goes with this cover. Nah, I'm not a connecting cover. This got to be Hyper. Hyper's probably talking. The connecting. I'm not. But okay, are you digging it? Are you picking it up? Are you interested? Are you a little interested? What are your thoughts?
Nah, I'm gonna pass on Iron Man.
You know what? I hope this is the greatest story of all time, and I hope there's like a huge sleeper first appearance in here, and everybody sleeps on it, and then they're like,
I hope so too. I
hope the census on my 9.8 on this is literally going to be like 3, and I'm going to own all 3.
Yeah, way up there with Nebula 1.
Hey, I didn't make that. Sheep, man, sheep. All right, Rocksteady. I know your eyes went, and our friend Mr. BC probably picked one up because he is notorious for picking up the facsimiles. But this one, obviously, especially with what happened today, I don't know. I feel like people are going to be picking this one up. Usually when these ones come out, similar to Ultimate Fallout 4, The Edge of Spider-Verse 2, X-Men 266 were perfect examples of some of the ones that people got ripped off on. I'd be careful on resale. I know most of the people in the chat and watching kind of know what they're doing, but if you know somebody who maybe is coming into the community or buying comics this week or next week, let's make sure that they don't, fall for the trap, because there are some sleazy people out there, right? Influencers. So dig the book. Obviously, it's a facsimile, so if you ever want to read it, it's The Origin of Miles. I didn't pick it up. I'm not really a facsimile guy. Greg, let the people know, man. Did you fall for this?
I got the OG, man.
Oh, jeez. Okay, but you didn't get this, right?
So I got one, but that's gonna be the one like you read.
Yeah.
That kind of thing that you don't mind opening. It's kind of cool to have if you want to show people Miles, or, I don't know. It's nice to be able to flip through one.
It's true. Newbie and I have Iron Man's first appearance, so we don't need these watered down modern copies. You're damn right, Dan. You're damn right. Also, I got to give props to Dan because he's the only man I know that has a Tales of Suspense while having Captain America's shield behind him. So big props to you, Dan. Can I get this with some? You got to see some. You got to go to certain influencers for that. I'm not that kind of guy. Neither is Greg. Is this a preview facsimile? Ooh. I mean, it is a comic book. It is square bound, right? Isn't that what somebody said once? I have so many Miles books I need to get rid of. He's never coming to live action, sadly.
Bring it, neighbor. We'll talk. Let's make a trade.
Ooh, man. Well, hold that comment.
I know what he's holding. I know what he's holding too.
Let's hold those comments for at the end of the show because we will be talking about the Spider-Verse 2 trailer. Which books does neighbor have? Miles.
He has the Spider-Verse, the variant. I don't know, the Into the Spider-Verse variant.
Okay. Hey,
he has some cool second prints. He has some good books.
Okay, shit. Okay. Hey, Christmas miracle. All right, let's get into some comic news. And for once, well, no, I was going to say for once, DC has been the headliner, but for the wrong reasons, right? But let's start off with, and I think Nemesis, I mean, if he's watching live or on the rewind, he's going to love this. Greg, you might be shocked too. Chat, you're probably going to definitely be shocked here. But we're starting off comic news with Star Wars? What? Newbie, please don't talk Star Wars. You don't know anything about Star Wars. I know a little bit. I'm a Padawan? What is it, Greg?
Well, I'm just gonna let you take this away. It's more fun watching you like mutter through. But it's
Padawan. I'll probably be a blooper, but Ahsoka, super popular character. A lot of people digging her. Ahsoka series will reportedly introduce a new galaxy to Star Wars canon. What does that mean? New universe, new galaxy, new characters. Who dis? So that's kind of interesting right there, just simply because some of these new characters that we've been kind of learning about, because let's face it, Star Wars kind of has a new first appearance or 5 of them in every book. We might get them in the show, right? So you never know. A lot of gems in the Star Wars stuff, but what stood out for me is new galaxy, new characters.
A lot of the runs aren't canon. So there are a lot of characters that fans want to see. And I think they're having a hard time introducing them into what they have. So they've had to find an alternative way and think outside the box and have a different universe.
It's true.
It's the only way to get at them.
Yeah. Which means, a lot of these 9/8s that people have of like some other characters, I mean, who knows? It could go up. I know me personally, and this might shock a lot of people. I'm going after 3 Star Wars books myself. I just listening to Nemesis Prime, talk about Star Wars. He just sold me. You know what I mean? There's a few books that he sold me on, and I've got to go after them now before it's too late. Clearly, and I'll be upfront with everybody, they will be flip books 100% because I don't carry Star Wars books in my PC. I don't know, just not my thing. But definitely going after some because some of them are super cheap, man. Like canon number 1, canon number 6. I mean, the argument is 1 or 6, but a lot of people are leaning towards 1 unless you have 6, then you just, I guess, money hung. I don't know. I don't even know the whole story. I got to read the
pretty reasonable price too. And you can look for Newsies.
Newsies. Heir to the Throne 1, the one with like Luke Skywalker,
the Empire.
Or that one. The blue? No, the blue one, right? Where he's got the sword.
Thrawn?
What the hell are you talking about? What?
Admiral Thrawn.
Yes. Oh, yeah. First appearance. Yeah. There. That's another one I was looking at. Ahsoka, the Clone Wars one. I mean, that's like the big one. I think that's like a $3,000 Canadian book.
I think you got to look to some of the Sith Lords, Darth Krayt. There's some really cool villains in the Dark Horse runs that are still slept on. Squint, stuff like that.
Yeah. See, I don't know any of this stuff, man. So, but you know what? Let's see. Maybe Santa's good to me, leaves me a few, dollars here and there, and that's it. So, but I'm excited for this. I mean, Justin and you have really got me into Star Wars. I remember when I came to visit you, I watched like 4 Star Wars films, and you could be my witness to that.
Like, yeah, he watched them.
I mean,
I forced him. I said, we aren't leaving my place until you finish this movie.
Yeah. Newbie mentions all the pricey Star Wars keys. Well, hey, man, I don't know. All right. Moving on. And like I said, DC has kind of taken the whole, the week, right? All week, people have just been pissed off. Now everybody's whining because apparently that Michael Keaton cancellation Batman movie was apparently an adaptation about Batman Beyond and Terry McGinnis, things like that. So everybody got up in arms. Well, James Gunn, responds to the rumors of recent DC projects being canceled, saying, hey, some are half true, some are not true, and some we just haven't decided on. It's too soon. People forget that they just took over like a month ago. Like they're not just going to make massive changes right away. They've made a few. Wonder Woman 3 canceled. Superman is their biggest thing that they want to do, and people think he's canceled. It's not. He came out like I think yesterday or 2 days ago saying Superman is priority number 1 for DC right now. It didn't help that the Black Adam numbers were just kind of all over the place. People saying that they weren't going to make money and this and that. So I don't know. But is this people just going overboard a little bit? You think, or is it? Because like even me, like I'll go on social media and it's like, man, okay, oh, this is canceled. Oh, this is canceled. And I think it's just more people throwing fuel to the fire kind of thing. What are your thoughts?
The internet's a crazy place, right? And what we believe is all up to the people who provide the information and how much we trust them. And one small thing can snowball, and I think that's what happened here. Is it went from one project canceled to all the projects canceled real quick, and then James Gunn had to pull back a little. Like we were talking on the Kingpins show last night or 2 nights ago or whatever it was, and that's just when we heard everything was canceled. Now some is canceled, some is half canceled. I think we just got to let this play out. I don't think anybody knows what's going on, and I don't even think it sounds like James Gunn knows exactly what's going on yet.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, like if Wonder Woman 3 was canceled, I mean, okay. But you got to understand, they're probably going to try to like redo the whole universe and things like that. Like they're going to want to put their 2 cents and their fingerprint on a lot of things. So who knows? There's probably going to be a reset. Unfortunately, we were told that there was going to be a reset like 3 years ago with DC. And it seems like that just becomes like a 6 to 12 month thing, right? Every 6 to 12 months, like, oh, DC is going to reset everything. Just
on the original report, like I was most sad about Batman Beyond. So I'm glad to hear maybe that still has a chance. But it was more of the same. And I've been saying it's the definition of insanity, where you're doing the same thing over again and you're expecting a like different result, right? So more Wonder Woman, more Batman. It's all been done. So I think James Gunn needs to slow things down before there's stuff he needs to incorporate into his world and say, what do we want to move forward with? Let's do this properly. And I think it's a good move instead of ruining it more. Yeah. If we get too much all at once and we're overwhelmed, it's not as special. If we have to wait 1.5 years, 2 years for a DC film and a reset, that might be the best thing for DC.
Yeah, pre-COVID, hello. I've been saying this for like the last 2 years. Newsflash. I'm waiting for Vancouver Comic Junkie to put it up. Newsflash. But before COVID, we literally just had 3 projects, 3 movies a year. And then when you wanted to watch a sequel, you had to wait. You had to connect the dots and you had to wait. And it was, to be honest, Greg, it was more like exciting because like your mind, creativity and things like that. Like you just start thinking like, oh my God, what about this? Right. And it was fun. Now there's just so much, saturation and there's so much of it that it's like, oh my God. Right. I kind of dig the fact that, the next thing is Ant-Man and it's like so far away. I mean, I say far away, but we're basically at the end of December. So what is it, like 2-3 months away? But I dig that. I like that. So speaking of, VCJ is saying, can't wait for Black Adam 2, the return to boredom. Caliente. DC spec outside of Golden Age and some silver are underpriced potential. That's true. I mean, Green Lantern stuff.
So I think it's high risk, high reward, like with a lot of those books. Because if DC keeps screwing up, some of that silver stuff, the gold stuff is rare enough that it'll always hold. Some of the silver is, I think, fairly priced, but there's a lot of the bronze out there. And if there's no fans of the DC universe to buy those books, I'm not convinced they're underpriced. I think there's a potential, like if this blows up, yes, for sure, they're a good opportunity. But if this stays the way it is, like some of them may not even hold value.
You know, one DC book that I have been fantasizing about getting for so long, and you know, if there's any sheep or clout chasers, stay off. Okay, stay off. Don't go buy this book. But Batman 121, first appearance of Mr. Freeze. Just so much, and we talk about it with the nostalgia. I just remember, and Greg, you probably know too, same with a lot of people in the chat, right? Watching that Batman animated show. And I've said it multiple times. Dr. Freeze or Mr. Freeze for me was like a badass villain. I hated how they did him with Arnold in that movie. Yeah, time to freeze. It's freeze time.
Freeze.
Freeze. I hated how they did him, especially because like they went away from everything about the character, the way he looked, the way the glass thing, the rose, the wife, the love, things like that. And then you fast forward to what was it, 2 years ago, maybe 2.5 years ago, with the Joker, and how they went off script, not connected, or they say not connected to anything DC related, and they make it dark as hell. And then you got the Batman that's not connected, you get Riddler, and you make it dark as hell. Now we're gonna get the Penguin spinoff, which is dark as hell, not connected. Boom, you got something. Why not do it with Mr. Freeze? I don't know why I keep saying Dr. Freeze. Mr. Freeze.
Well, he was Dr. Freeze in the first issue.
Oh, was he? Okay.
I think they changed his name to Mr. Freeze, if I'm correct.
You could be, but like, why don't they go that route? Like, I don't know. In the Batman series, when I was growing up, like he was like my favorite villain, like in that show. I don't know why. I just digged it. So I don't know, but that's one book that I really want, and I hope down the future they get it right and they do it, because what they did with Arnold.
It's time. There was a time for that.
It's time to freeze. Newbie Comics to change his career to Arnold Schwarzenegger. Time to freeze. All right, we need to stop because sound clips. Yeah, somebody might get me. All right, speaking of Batman, the Batman 2 is reportedly safe and moving forward despite major changes happening to DC Studios. Now, I did hear that there is some news that the villain in Batman 2 might be oh man, I forget the name. The pig. What's the pig?
Oh, yeah, I forgot.
Yeah, but he's like the psycho killer with the big mask or whatever. I can't remember the name offhand, guys.
Psycho pig or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. Psych pig. Yeah, something like that. But I mean, if they go down that route and they could do it dark, I mean, I think that they could. Just thinking about that character makes me think about this that horror movie that they're doing with Winnie the Pooh right now, where like he's dressed as Winnie the Pooh and he's just killing these naked girls and stuff. Yeah, and Piglet. So I don't know. I think this one's going to be dark. I think it's going to be good. Greg, I've told you many times, off screen, in screen, whatever. I enjoyed this Batman. I enjoyed what's this guy's name? Pattinson. I enjoyed him as Batman and Catwoman. Hello. But I'm digging this, man. And if it's going forward, why not?
I think it's like the shave your sideburns Mattingly thing from Simpsons. Like the directors are like, no, darker. Like, and I'm so sick of Batman. I'll be honest with you. Yeah.
Tell me how you really feel, dude.
I've seen them, and it's just like more of the same to me.
I know, but also like new characters aren't really clicking with people, right? Like as much as we say that, there's still those people. Like there's a reason why we go after the original. Like perfect example, and it's not just because I'm the Iron Man guy, but we're trying to introduce new characters into the MCU right now. And what does everyone say? Man, fuck this. Let's get Thor, Captain America, Iron Man. Let's just do it. It's like, well, how many stories can you tell?
But they do need to tell different stories.
100%. I agree.
That's it, right? Yeah, it can't just be Batman. They need to do the Green Lantern. They need to explore Flash a little bit better. Like, there's great worlds out there.
I honestly, okay,
Lobo sounds exciting.
Yeah, I could care less about Flash. I think he's corny as hell. Oh, I'm gonna go
we
fast.
Want Teen Titans done better. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I get your point on Batman though. All right, biggest news. And I've been talking to Vancouver Comic Junkie, and he has been, if not the ambassador for this, but DC Studios is reportedly not in favor of a Black Adam sequel. Also, the fact that apparently, as of last week, they were still 100 million short, and we talked about it, but they were 100 million short of actually becoming a profitable movie. Dun 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 dun. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson to the rescue, because he posted in a tweet, well, just want to let you guys know that outside of those reports, we actually are profitable. So apparently he says that the movie is about 50 to 72 million profitable. It's in that range. He doesn't have a specific number, but they're saying, hey, that's where the movie is. I don't believe it at all. Just simply because Black Panther made the exact same amount of money that Black Adam did in like a 2-week span in 3 days, right? You were going to get that anyway, but I don't know. Maybe The Rock isn't as big of a superstar or can't make you that much money. I don't know. What are your thoughts, man? Are you surprised? Because let's be honest, Black Adam is not like a top tier superhero anyway, right?
That's my issue with it, is what did they expect from this? Like, nobody was excited about the comic book, the new story, the arc, when it came out right before the movie. If it wasn't The Rock, I think it probably would have suffered more. Do you know what I mean? I think a lot of people who aren't comic book fans just went to go see it because The Rock is in a movie, right? Yeah, this is close for DC. If James Gunn doesn't stop everything, I kind of feel the same way. You're just going to lose more fans. You got to stop. You got to create that excitement, because they can't keep going forward with this crap. Like, it wasn't the worst movie ever.
No.
In my opinion, I'd watch it. I wouldn't watch it again. Like, if it was on, I wouldn't be mad.
You know what's funny
is not what it's supposed to be.
I don't know if the US has this streaming thing. I don't think they do, but Crave. You know Crave, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So Crave is actually got this movie coming out streaming, like they're advertising it on commercials. And it's funny because anytime the commercial comes up, it goes into the hey, Black Adam, we are here for your peaceful surrender or whatever. And then it's like, I'm not peaceful and I don't surrender to anybody. I'm the strongest human being, right? And then it goes into like some fight scenes or whatever, boom, boom, boom. And then it's like Crave. And it's just so cringy to watch. Like, I can't believe that this was a thing. And I went to go see it, and like, I don't know. I mean, I said that this was going to change DC forever. It didn't. It hasn't. Maybe The Rock isn't the one to do it. I don't know. But then again, Black Adam is not something that, the average person is not, who the hell's Black Adam, right?
Yeah, they were a little premature on this movie, right, in my opinion.
If Kevin Hart played Black Adam, I would have gone to see it. Fuck. Crave is HBO Max along with other smaller channels in Canada. Okay, cool. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not going to see this again. Hell no, I'm not going to see this again. So I'm not even going to buy it. All right, that's it for the slideshow. That's it for the show. But we got to talk about Greg, and you're probably going to be more pumped and probably got more things to say. But if you haven't heard or you haven't seen, you haven't gone on social media, everybody's probably posting books. If you wait till Friday, I mean, all the top 10s are probably going to be Spider-Verse characters, but let's talk about it. Spider-Verse 2 trailer just dropped today, probably around noon Eastern time. Maybe you saw it earlier, but that's just kind of where, I got it sent and things like that. I watched it just before we went live, but what are your thoughts, man? You like I said at the beginning of the show, did you like, what they showed? Did you like, what you saw? Did you think that maybe there could have been more? What are your thoughts on the trailer and any surprises?
I like the trailer because it left us with more questions instead of giving us answers.
Mm-hmm.
So it was interesting them all attacking Miles. I think it clearly identifies that this is about Miles being Spider-Man now as opposed to becoming Spider-Man. And I
Right.
think it also focuses, we got a lot of Spider-Gwen in there. So I think they're here obviously to stay for the long term. I like that we didn't get any big bad villains in it. I didn't see Spider-Punk in there. It was kind of what we expected from that Spider-Verse 6 book, right? From everything we heard, there's going to be this many spiders in there. Okay, cool. We kind of get it now. I'm stoked. I'm really stoked for it.
There's one scene where it looks like it's Miles, Gwen, some scientist or doctor, and then there's another Spider Man or person. But the suit in the trailer, and I got to go back because I literally just watched it just before we went live, but it looked like the suit was purple and yellow. To me, it looked purple and yellow. Now, it could be that I go back and watch it, pause it right where I need to, and it be Spider-Man 2099. But clearly, Spider-Man 2099, the Spot, and Miles and Gwen are probably going to be the 4 focal points, right? Like that, it's already been said that Spot is going to be like the main baddie. Then you obviously got Miles being the main character. Obviously, we got Gwen. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. And then obviously Spider-Man 2099, right? So I don't know. It looks like Spider-Man 2099 from the start of the trailer looks like he's the bad guy, right? But then, like I said, as you go, it's interesting kind of where it goes. Definitely, the title across the Spider-Verse, it's 2 parts. Like you said, you had to remind me, I totally forgot, but this movie is going to be 2 parts. So there's not going to be kind of like an end to it. Interested that they didn't show, like, I'm surprised they didn't show too much because that's usually, kind of what they do. So I kind of liked it because it kind of left me wanting more. But June is so far away. Like, I'm surprised that we dropped the trailer today. 6 months, almost 6 months and 3 weeks away.
Do you want to know why?
Why is that?
Because Christmas is coming right now, and kids are going to see it, and they're going to want their Spider-Man toys.
Yeah,
so I think you drop it around Christmas with Boxing Day money, with all that stuff. I think it's timing for a cash grab at Christmas.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
The toys are out.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Like I said, I got to go back and watch it. I might cheat and just watch those like, hey, 6,462.64, and 3/4 Easter eggs you missed. I feel like there's going to be a lot. Like we were talking just before we went live, right? Like, I mean, in the one still, it literally looks like there's like 540 characters. Now, we knew from that Spider-Man 6 book, Spider-Verse 6 book, we knew. And there were reports saying that, it's going to be short-lived, but some of them are probably going to be more popular than others in their 15 minutes of fame. And down the road, it could be something that we kind of look into, right? Like, say what you will, but when the first one came out, Spider-Man Noir, I mean, I thought he was corny as hell, but after the movie, people really, they dug it. And it's not as popular as it was then now, but there could be more characters like that in this movie, right?
Yeah, but I think you also get into a dilution issue where it was cool where there was only 5 spiders on the screen, but now that there's 40 spiders on the screen, like the spec is super diluted. It's not as special anymore.
Yeah.
But I do think it'll go into some interesting directions. I wouldn't put any money on any of the spiders I saw in the background.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. like I said, I think it's gonna be the 4, right? Spot,
Mm.
Spider-Man 2099. You know, Sir Isaac, Oscar Oscar, whatever his name is, I can't remember. Moon Knight guy, terrible. All the big trailers are landing this week with Avatar 2 hitting theaters. What trailers?
So
That's
what
like
he's saying is like because they're going to show them before the Avatar movie when people go to the theater. So they're
gotcha,
all getting released at the same time, so everybody can go
gotcha,
watch
gotcha. Are you going to see that?
Avatar.
Yeah,
I'm not going to rush out to see it, but I would like to see it. So
yeah.
hopefully,
I'm trying to convince the wife to go, but she's like, "Well, how long is it?" And I'm like, 3 hours, and she's like, "Oof." So yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It's 3 hours, man. Like that's a fucking long time. I mean, is there gonna be a break? Like I remember, I remember,
intermission.
I remember going to see Titanic, and they gave you a break when that movie came out because it was 3 hours. I went with my mom just in case. I was like, the movie came
I
out
know. I
at
saw it with my parents too. How awkward was that boob scene?
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But when my parents bought the DVD, that was like the first scene I went to like pause. But like TV back then had like the fuzzy like lines, so it was like, oh man, you know. But hey, that was before like
TMI. I
yeah.
thought I went far, but you went too far, man. Why were you pausing it?
Uh Dude, be able to draw her, obviously. Like, come on. Indiana Jones 2. Yeah. No, well, that one hit last week. That one
But
hit last
that's,
week.
yeah, it's all coming out because of that.
Whoa, Jesus. Neighbor, what's going on, man? Neighbor, you need a hug. First Avatar rocked. Don't bet against James Cameron. Let's all go to the lobby. Hi, everybody. What's going on, Kenneth? Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm excited. Like I said, I'm gonna probably cheat. I'm probably gonna watch these Easter egg videos just to kind of get more information. But is it gonna make me go buy a book? No. Like I'm not gonna go out and buy a book. Because everybody knows it now. Like you're kind of late to the party, right? So I'm not. If anything, Miles First Gwen is obviously going to be a hot book right now. It's going to go up. I saw on Facebook Market some people selling Spider-Verse, Edge to Spider-Verse 2, first Spider-Gwen. I mean, the last 3 weeks it's gone down. Like people are selling it at 1,600 all the way to 1,200. I was thinking I was going to offer somebody $1,000 for one, but now at the movie it probably goes up. So I don't know, man. It's how she goes.
Yeah, I think Miles books are going to start to pop again. I don't think it'll necessarily be Ultimate Fallout or Ultimate Spider-Man 1 because there's a heck of a lot of those. But I think some of the ratio variants that have really great art are going to start picking up.
Yeah. Hugs for neighbor. Yeah. Actually, my parents have the same birthday, so it's December 20th. I'm going to see my mom on Monday, the 19th, because we're doing lunch. And I was talking to my mom, and she has all like the VHS tapes that we had when we were kids. So she actually has Titanic and like all the Disney ones. So I told her, I'm like, well, if you don't throw them out, I'll pick them up. Like I will take them off your hands. And she's like, oh, okay, thanks. So, if there's one that's selling for
I
like,
hope Titanic is still paused at that scene.
you know what, it probably is because I was probably the last one to watch. But we'll see. We'll see. All right, guys. That is the show, episode 111. Rocksteady, before we go, man, let the people know where they can find you and what you're doing outside of YouTube or in YouTube. Are you an influencer? Because some people might not know. Do you have a book that you want to like tell people to go run and get because you're an influencer? Please let the people know.
Yeah, so you can find my memoirs on Chapters and Indigo. Find me on Instagram, Rocksteady Collectibles. Again, I'm toting the show that I'm putting on here in Edmonton. Dark Star, cool artists. We're teaming up with an inner city youth organization, and we're doing a comic book drive. So we're super stoked about that. Vendors, it's going to be popping. So if you're in the Edmonton area on January 8th, come check it out.
So I just want to throw this out there. Rocksteady, I love you, man. You are one of my, not just comic books. You are a friend of mine. I've come to visit you. We talk daily. We're in group chats. Everything. You're putting on
I
a
feel
show.
like you're buttering me up because you're about to give me
No. Listen, just listen. And you're putting on a show, and you sold out. Like you have sold out, and you've got
the vendors are
you got this thing going, and it's sold out. And I'm just throwing it out there that some other people can't sell out shows. That's all I'm saying, and you can. So congrats on that, man. I'm so pumped. I I'm hoping that I'm able to maybe fly out there. I'm not promising because just there's so much going on this year with weddings and family stuff that I have to save my vacation time. But I'm hoping that there might be a way for me to go because I would love to go. But I'm proud of you because you were able to sell out your goddamn show. So
thanks, brother.
That's big props, man. What's the name of it? Is it Rocksteady Con?
No, it's Dark Star.
Oh, right. You just said it. Yeah. Dark Star. That's what you went with?
Okay. So there's a bit of history with Dark Star in Edmonton.
Yeah.
Because Dark Star was one of the first comic book shops in Edmonton.
But like Rocksteady Con, like that would be like so much cooler. Like, did you tell them you're an influencer?
Rock on.
Right.
Yes, neighbor to the north. Show me your hauls this Thursday. Canadian comic book, Secret Santa. Everybody's dropping in. So check that out.
Thanks, buddy. Morgan, big shout outs to you. Well, yeah. So Dark Star, January 8th. That is the show. Man, I'm gonna try my hardest. I really am. But if not, March 19th is when I'm gonna see you next. And I can't wait. It's gonna be fun. Guys, you guys can find me, and ladies, you can find me at Newbie Comics on Instagram. On OnlyFans, I am newbie_comic_s. Just why not? I don't know what
Homely fans.
East shit newbie. All right. Okay. No, that makes sense. I don't know if that's a West Coast thing. You know how people in Vancouver
It's a sexual tournament in Vancouver.
Yeah, it's probably
a Dark Star is a sexual term in Vancouver.
Yeah, Vancouver can't say that out too loud, but thanks for joining, everybody. We had fun. We'll see you guys next Tuesday, and we're gonna be 1 week away from Christmas, so who knows? We might be doing a few things, a few different things, but it's gonna be a fun time. Rocksteady, thanks for hanging out. Chat, thanks for hanging out. We will see you next Tuesday. Enjoy New Comic Book Day, and remember, have your pets spayed or neutered. Psych! I'm just kidding. I'm not Bob Barker. Later.